Hey guys, and welcome to my City Builders channel here on YouTube. Again, this is Ben, and today I'm going to play a little bit of City Skylines. In the last couple of videos I concentrated more on creating new maps and working with Google Maps and things like that. But for now, it's, time for playtime, let's say. So today I'm starting with a brand new city and City Skylines, and I want to build a huge town, huge area. And during this Let's Play session and the following Let's Play sessions, I'll give you some of my hints, some of the things that I know about or the things I experienced that do work really well in City Skylines. So yeah, for today I think we start with this little map here called Wolf Creek. I just had a quick look at it once. It's quite some time ago, but I really like it. I like the setting and everything else, so I'm gonna start with that today and lead you through the city building process and why I'm doing certain things and why I'm not doing others. Well, let's see. First of all, by the way, I experienced one really strange thing. I will show it to you immediately at the very beginning. And I'm not sure whose, let's say, fault it is in the end, if it's either on City Skyline side or one or the other mod destroying the natural things. But what I experienced recently is when you start with a brand new city and playing it for the first time, you just have a couple of roads that you can use, and as soon as you place the first road, suddenly a couple of more roads become available, especially one of my favorite ones for the beginning, which is the 2-lane gravel road that I really like to use, especially in the very beginning, because it is, on the one hand, it saves really a lot of money, and on the other hand, it's well, I wouldn't say easier to build with it, but it's well, more than enough for the very beginning. So before I'm actually starting, I'm having a look at the map, because I want to make sure that I'm not missing any incoming connections, but there doesn't seem to be any other one than just the highway thingy. And from my perspective, it would be good to have this highway run through the whole city here at a later stage, so I want to make sure that I'm not messing up too much within that area. I just want to make sure that I still have enough room without having to demolish a lot of buildings, a lot of industries, whatever is going to be there. At a later stage, I want to make sure that this space isn't occupied by anything not really useful or unuseful things. So, and here exactly it shows up what I was telling you before. This gravel road should be available definitely by now, and as you can see, I'm just placing one piece of road here. It doesn't even have to be huge, but then you can see you can suddenly use gravel roads from the very beginning, which totally makes sense to me. But for now, I think we're good to go. I'm working with let's start with a bigger roundabout here in the beginning, because as I said, I wanna save this space for future projects, especially the highway running through this part of the map, and therefore I have to make sure that I'm not building any useless stuff here. So after this I can remove my helping roads afterwards and then think about upgrading these to a direction, please. Oh no. Yeah. So now it's correct. And then I'm connecting these simply by first I have to launch and connect these here. Upgrade. Change the direction. So now let's have a look at the lines. It's 3 lanes. 2 of this might become an issue, as well as the fact that this was really close here. Yeah, but I think we'll care about that later, at a later stage, because right now it doesn't really matter. There won't be that much traffic coming in. So what I'm doing now is I'm laying out basic layout here. Let's say 135 degrees. So that and here. 35. Got it. And parts, I think, for the beginning at least, one of the more important things will be located down here at the river, which is most likely my water supplies, as well as the wastewater thing, and maybe one or the other power station. So now I'm just laying out a small grid. I don't want to demolish any of this beautiful wooden area here, so that's the reason why I'm maybe taking a bit of an unusual approach here by not using all the available space. And over there, so it's 90 degrees, that's good. This will kind of be my industrial area at a later stage. Oh no. One second. Gotta remove that. Gotta remove this. Because one of them is a bit more beautiful than it would have been. Done. Then it leads up here. 180. Okay, fine. That looks well. Now here we're connected again to the very beginning. Even those cul-de-sacs, I would say I do not particularly like them, but sometimes, to be honest, I'm just using them to kind of get a bit of variation into my road layout. So sometimes it's a bit more natural, a bit more beautiful. So I think this area is good to go with for the first part. So now we have to make sure about a couple of things. I know that I hate coal plants because they are so producing so much pollution. I never liked them in SimCity 4. I never liked them in the whole SimCity series, but I do not like them either in that game. But it absolutely makes sense to rely on these type of plants in the very beginning, unfortunately. So here we're going to have our water pump and the eco water outlet, which is not really that eco, but well, it's a bit more eco than everything else that you can actually use at that stage. And now, some of you might even wonder why I'm following this road here with my with the layout of the water pipes. This actually is due to the fact that I want to stay as close to a real city situation as possible, because cities wouldn't use anything else besides their existing roads to take care of all the supply things like electricity and water. Therefore, I'm doing exactly the same. Some of you, I know, some of you might just lay out a simple grid across the whole map and then you're done. And yes, you're done with it. It's totally fine. It's something absolutely understand when you're doing that. But it's not, if you are interested in city planning and architecture a little bit, this doesn't make any sense, because you want your houses to connect to one main line that runs on a street level, but not on a house level here. So for now, I think we're good to go. I just want to lay out some zones for the very beginning. I like to have my business zones set up alongside the main, let's call it strip of this little town, and then we need always a few smaller squares in between residential zones as well, because people like to walk, they prefer to have shops close by their homes. So for now, as I said, I'm laying out a couple of zones here that are good for residential and commercial. And I will soon, believe me, I will soon run into one issue that I really hate at that stage of the game, and this is having to care about the industry. I will show you just once what happens to me on a regular basis when I'm playing the games. Well, I laid everything out. We can have, I think we can have people coming in our city. Just want to leave some distance here. Okay, I think we can have people coming in our city. It'll take a little while, and you're watching this traffic down below here. And soon we watch our first citizen to arrive at Westfield. So there are already a couple of houses growing. We do not have any citizens yet. So now the first ones are actually moving in already. Can we already see some cars? No, not yet. This is too early maybe. So what you see, residential demand quite high at the moment, but there is a lot of space they can use. Commercial, but you see one thing happening, which is rising demand for industries, and that's something that actually bothers me a lot at that stage. So what I want to do is I add some industry zones here, maybe there, just to make sure that people have something they can start working at the very beginning. But at a later stage I want to make sure that this whole area will be farmland. There's our first car. Oh, it's a truck. Awesome. Yeah, the industries are the thing that's needed at the moment. Okay, that needed some coal. There's our first citizen, probably. Yeah. I think this could be around. And yeah. Charles Alexander, moving educated young adult. Very good. Oh, you're crazy. You're parking your car here. You're the operator of the car collision. You guys are very parking. Well, however, not that much of a problem here. So now it's about, we are already making a small positive amount of money. I think I'm going to extend this area a bit to make sure that industries can grow. But not too much. This is just for the very beginning here. People are moving in, which is good. I like it. I think it's time to take care of a bit more road planning here. Oh, sorry, my cat, one of my cats, is playing on my computer desk now. Not really ideal. Well, but that's okay. You're distracting, Mowgli. You're distracting. So here's some cul-de-sacs. I have one more. Now we reached Little Hamlet, and then this is an important stage actually. Every stage is important, but this one is very important for the beginning. We're making some money on a monthly basis, and there are a couple of things you should keep on your mind. Landfill is about waste management as well as the recycling center. I tend to use the recycling center way before I think about using a landfill site. A landfill is way cheaper, the monthly upkeep is way lower, and yeah, but it only causes trouble, believe me, at a later stage, so I don't use that. Then I add some medical clinics usually, and later on some kind of elementary school to make sure that people are getting a bit more educated in this town. So, but for now, I'm just pausing the game for a short amount of time. And what I want to care about first is making sure that we have a proper waste management. Because that's really important. So the waste management is all set up. Currently I'm making a plus. I think I might lose some money now. Hopefully not that much. But let's continue with laying out a few more zones here to attract more people. Because the next important goal is having about 1,000 citizens living in your city, because then you can start working with zones, especially those districts and areas. Those are really important from my point of view, because it helps you and allows you to set up a better structure in your new town. The industrial demand is so ridiculous, so ridiculous. Maybe I have to teach people a bit. Yeah, school inside the cul-de-sac is nice. I'm still making money, which is good. Love it. So now, as we can see, we are having some minor water issues, which is not a really huge problem because we just have to follow the roads with our water pipes these houses are good to go. I'm checking on the industry again to make sure that they are having enough water as well. I have a school set up, and now I think we're back on track and good to go. So I want to reach 1,000 citizens as soon as possible, because that will allow me to set up these specific areas and districts that are really helpful with creating parts of farmland over here and over there maybe as well. I do not want to destroy this wonderful forest, to be honest. So I think I will leave this forest as is, and I try to work my way around it as best as I can regarding the city building thing. Some of you might ask whether it's already time to upgrade the roads. To check that, I usually switch on my traffic thing here, and I can see, well, here downtown it's a bit more busy. I think this crossing might be one place where I could or should add another roundabout in at some time. And if we're heading from this huge roundabout here to an industrial farming area at a later stage, I think it might be good to have another roundabout here, but let's see. I think I slow it down a bit and just I pause it for a second. Just add a small roundabout here. People like roundabouts, absolutely, in city skylines. They are helpful, no question asked, absolutely, they are helpful. So we are setting one up here. Of course we have to change one thing, I will let you know in a second. So the roundabout is finished. What I'm doing now is, on one hand, I delete these roads because they are no longer needed, of course. And the other thing I definitely have to do is to dezone a few things here, because when you're making the mistake and having a roundabout or buildings too close to a roundabout, it's never that good. Yeah, 4 squares should be enough usually. Let's see. Let's see what happens, and we could also make sure that here is another access point to the roundabout. This actually looks pretty nice. So let's start with that. They're sorting themselves out, it's fine, it's totally fine. Some can choose already to go down here if they like to. Of course, this is not ideal at the moment, and I think I should change it ASAP. Yeah, because then there are no more like weird things happening here. And then we could also extend this slightly bigger road for the beginning and have our commercial road upgrade as well. All the businesses, they definitely like it usually. Then I add a couple more in here, even though the demand is not high at the moment. The industrial demand is ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. However, I have to wait. I want to wait until I reach a population of 1,000. Just want to make sure that my next industrial area is definitely farmland. So hopefully everything I laid out so far is enough. Yes, it is. I reached it. The worthy village status. So good thing we have districts from now on. We have a fire department, a police department, and unique buildings. And especially district specializations, which are, in my case, most likely agriculture specializations. Later on, I could imagine that I even add some forestry specializations down here. Yeah, let's see what happens. So what I'm doing now, again, I'm pausing the game because two things might happen quite soon. I earn 1,700 at the moment, so I need very, very soon a police department. And I'll add it here. And I will also need a fire department quite soon. And I add that one, let's say there. So I have enough for this little town here. That's not gonna be a problem. And what I want to do now, since I have my districts and areas, special things that I can use now, I want to add some farmland here. Some bigger area. Maybe like this for the beginning. This should be good. And I should also make sure that this area gets enough water. So not sticking to the grid for now. Again, I'm using the road layout as my main starting point for the water pipes. I just want to keep it as realistic as possible and as natural as possible. So that's connected. That's connected, that's connected. So what else do we need? We need industries. And for that, first I wanna say that I want to tell City Skylines and all the industries that will come that this is farmland. So I set this to farmland, and then you can start adding a couple of these industrial squares into it. I tend to not use the full available area for that, because at a later stage, when I reached a population of 1,500, which will hopefully be quite soon, I will be able to build specific farm buildings, and therefore I want to have enough space available. But for now, I think I have to stick to the available options. So I'm going here for again some industrial things. Sorry. So I think for now it should be good. Let's add one more square here. Perfect. Perfect. One more here. And then we can watch the city grow as industries will come here very quickly, I think. See, first ones are already moving in. The demand should get a bit lower now. And the advantage of farming industries is actually that their pollution is not that bad usually, as this type of industry is. This is more like heavy industries that produce a lot of waste and a lot of no, it's fine. Here you can see, unfortunately, the wastewater of the town is flowing into the city. And over there you can see the first farm buildings already in the Lafayette district. So for now, I think it's actually a good time to stop this tutorial and city building thing here. I just wanted to let you know, I will cover a couple of more things within the next chapters in this series. I don't know how long it will be. I want to cover the whole area, the whole region, as soon as possible and as quickly as possible. I can see the demand for residential zones got really high, so that's something I have to care about in the next episode of this video series. And yeah, I just wanted to thank you for joining in this time again. I would be really happy about you leaving a like or leaving a comment down below. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, any recommendations, just let me know. I'm always happy to answer your questions if I can, or at least point you into a direction where it might be helpful for you. And yeah, thanks for joining in. Give me a like, leave me a comment, or just subscribe to my channel. I'd be really happy about it. Thank you. Bye bye.